Breaking out of Hollis Hall right now, depth at corner just got real. The urgency is live, and the front office is already working the phones while the defense keeps dragging this team forward week after week. I'm going to walk you through what happened on the field, what it means for the next 3 games, and the exact trade framework that puts a starting caliber corner in navy and orange without blowing up the draft plan or the locker room. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report. This is your daily cut straight from the building to your screen. No fluff, only ball. Here's what I'm delivering tonight. First, the immediate health picture at corner after an emotional 4 straight run. Second, the ripple effects on coverage rules, pressure packages, and who has to step up right now. Third, the market scan at corner with a realistic target and the numbers behind it. Fourth, the timeline until the deadline and the cost that makes sense. And finally, my call on risk versus reward with a clear ask for your take before we close. If you respect coverage like this fast, clean, Fan First lock in with a like and subscribe because the next 10 days will move fast and I'll be here every step of the way. The facts on the ground. Chicago's defense just stacked its 4th win in a row because rush and coverage kept answering, even when the offense sputtered, and it did it while already missing the top corner, the core muscle surgery. That alone tilts the field. Now add Sunday. Tyreek Stevenson took a shoulder shot, left as doubtful, and didn't get back on the grass. He's been trending the right way for weeks, more discipline, at the top of routes. Better eyes when we spin the safeties late, so losing him. Mid-game force a shuffle on the boundary and put the load on the guys still up. Nashin Wright scared everybody with that body blow, fought back in and finished. But the staff isn't going to play roulette with bodies 2 weeks in a row. You never want injuries to write your depth chart, and that's exactly why the personnel conversation accelerates today. Short term, this is about managing stress points. Without Stevenson, you're asking the remaining outside corner to live on an island for longer counts, while the slot and the post help widen and close windows. That's energy. That's strain. It doesn't mean you turtle into soft zones. It means you get selective. Roll the cloud to the hot hand, disguise the weak hook support, and let the rush hunt when you steal early downs. What changes in the call sheet? A touch more match on early downs, less pure zero on 3rd and short, and smarter trap looks when offenses spam in breakers because they don't fear the outside. This is where coaching matters, but it's also where a front office earns their paycheck by buying the right player for the right price at the right time. File this date. The trade clock stops at 4 p.m. ET on November 4th. That isn't 3 months away, it's right now. And there's a name that fits the profile, the budget, and the timeline. Roger McCreary, Tennessee Titans. Let me paint the full picture before the reveal. Profile first. Chicago needs an outside corner who can live in off-man, survive in press without grabbing and tackle. Not a project, not a specialist, someone who already plays 700 to 900 snaps a year, understands leverage, and doesn't panic when the ball's in the air. McCreary checks those boxes. He came into the league with strong man traits, added reps in zone match, and this is huge for what we do. He plays through the catch point and brings his feet when he tackles. That steadies the top of the defense and lets the pass rush win with timing instead of desperation. Contract next. You don't trade for a corner in October if the numbers choke you in November. McCreary's on a rookie deal in the final year, a manageable cap hit that parades cleanly over the remainder of the season. That's the kind of math that lets you fix a problem without opening another one. Scheme fit. He's comfortable outside, can slide inside in a pinch, and isn't going to blow up the communication with the safety because he's seen the route combos that punish. Young corners, deep crossers, dagger, scissors off play action. He's battle-tested against physical receivers. He'll fight the slant and still have enough to play the 9 when a QB tries to bait him. Now, why Tennessee? And why now? Because when a team signals that it's open for business, you call. Don't overthink it. The Titans are prioritizing the next cycle, and that means veterans and draft-age starters with pending decisions are in play, if the price is fair. This is where Chicago's 4-game surge matters. Winning teams can justify a pick for a guy who helps right now and makes your playoff football real instead of theoretical. So what does a Bears-Titans framework look like? Keep it honest and incentive-driven. A 2026 fourth-rounder, plus a 2027 conditional that bumps from 6th to 5th based on snaps and team results. Protects both sides. Chicago pays more only if McCreary plays a lot and the defense keeps winning. Tennessee gets capital for the reset. Money-wise, Paration keeps the cap clean, and with IR already creating short-term roster shuffles, you can slide him in without carving out starters to fit him. That's the trade math. On grass, here's what changes on day one if this happens. You stabilize the boundary opposite the returning group, and you restore the ability to mix calls on third down. With McCreary, you can bring pressure from depth without leaving the backside naked. You can show too high and rotate late, trusting him to midpoint the 9 and the comeback. You also get a tackler who doesn't flinch when offenses try to steal easy yards on smoke and now screens. That keeps you ahead of the sticks and gets the ball back to an offense that still needs short fields to find rhythm against top defenses. It's not about star power, it's about stop power. And yes, I hear the concern. What about Stevenson's timeline? The updated tone is that the staff doesn't fear a season ender, but there's uncertainty week to week. That's exactly why a move like this isn't panic, it's insurance. When Stevenson returns, you rotate intelligently, you manage loads, and you win the long season. When he's out, you don't ask a practice squad elevation to survive on an island against playoff receivers. You get a pro and keep the standard. There's a locker room layer here too. Making a move tells the defense the organization sees what they're doing and is all in on protecting it. 4 takeaways in New Orleans? That's culture. 4 sacks and a yardage clamp while the offense hunts for rhythm. That's buy-in. Rewarded. Don't let injuries rewrite the story. Bring in a corner who knows how to communicate, and you strengthen the daily standard. That matters in October as much as it does in January. Timeline, then. You don't wait for perfect. If you like the player, you set the call tree today, you line up medicals, and you have the terms ready to press send the moment the Titans set their board. That lets you get him in the building on board terminology and be live by the next Sunday or the one after at the latest. The margin in this league is thin. 1 extra stop a game is the difference between a 5-game heater and a correction. And this defense has earned the right to be aggressive. I'm going to the cut that everyone tuned in for because you've been patient and you deserve the straight line, with Stevenson banged up in the top corner already rehabbing. The Bears are in position to pursue Roger McCreary from the Titans on a cost-controlled, incentive-sensible deal that fortifies the boundary now and builds a playoff defense's backbone without touching the blue-chip draft capital. That's the move that makes football sense and cap sense. Before I close, I want your read right now because this channel is built on your voice. If the price is a 2026 Ford and a conditional sweetener, do you pull the trigger on McCreary or do you ride the current room and trust internal growth until December? Tell me in the comments. Don't be shy. I'm jumping in there with you tonight to debate snap shares and what this does for pressure rates on money downs. My analysis in one line: this is a smart, timely swing that protects a winning defense, respects the cap, and gives the coaching staff flexibility while Stevenson heals exactly the kind of adult move contenders make. If you're with me, hit subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications because I'm tracking this and any counter moves across the league. You'll get the real update the second the situation evolves, plus the tactical breakdown of how it reshapes our Sundays.